Hey guys, my name is Ukay Ekong. I'm a follower of Christ, husband, father, and entrepreneur. I appreciate you for watching. This video came about because I just literally ran across this husband and wife, black owned business who had a hair care product called Sunny in Denbigh. They were speaking about all their products, but one in particular, the intensive beard care scalp oil, sorry, the intensive scalp oil was something that was helping people with thinning hair. And myself at 40, hair is thinning, like most black men around that age. And so rather than just cut it bald, I figured, you know what, let me see if something could work. And I love their story. I love the fact that they, did everything in home to start, growing the business. The wife, she basically created the concoctions in her kitchen. And so I figured, it couldn't hurt to try the product out, see if it worked for me, and hopefully create a video to where people can kind of walk through the journey with me and see my own personal experience. So here it goes. Hope you guys enjoy the video. So upon receiving your package, you'll get this beautiful thank you card from the CEO. I want to say her name is Jillian, and it has a QR code, but it's just a great way to set the expectation for the customer as an entrepreneur myself. A great transparent bottle. I think the artwork was very Afrocentric, aligns with their branding, and it has the instructions twice a day for recommended use, and then very simple ingredients, which kind of supports the fact that they're just trying to provide you nothing laboratory or chemical based. So here is the scalp. Now, as you can tell, I am thinning on the top, and I'm just kind of giving you the idea or the visual of our starting point. So this is pretty much day zero in starting. All right, so looking at the bottle, they have a great design to pour out the oil. It's a twist top, but the top stays on, and it just allows for you to open up enough to squeeze out the oil. So it's really cool because you don't have to lose or put down anything or misplace anything. So I'm looking right now to see if it gives you instructions on how much to use. It does not. So it does give you actual free range to do what you think is required for the amount of thinning that you have. Me personally, I would suggest less than a dime size, maybe a droplet or less. I ended up using the circle I was making with my fingers was the amount I was using, which was about a dime to nickel size amount, which is way too much. And another thing I did was I put it in my beard, as you can see, and that's something I stopped doing after this particular day because I actually use a beard wax, and I was, I had to evaluate and say that's actually gonna, cause me to skew any results because it's gonna take away from the true test that I'm trying to do to see if it's actually working. So I ended up only just putting this oil on my scalp, and of course the thinning areas, which is in the middle crown of my scalp. And yeah, that's the first one. So let's look at the 30-day result from here. So after 30 days, as you could probably imagine, there's not a lot of change, and that's normally because your scalp is likely just adapting to the formula. And so I wasn't too surprised to not see very much change. For the most part, I assumed that it would just be my scalp adapting to the new formula. All right, so 60 days, I made some notes. It says hair follicles look like they're adapting well, and it breeds good potential approaching the 90 days. So at this stage, I could tell, it looked like the hairline in the front was a little bit more full, had a little bit more growth, it seemed, in the back, and about the same balance in the middle part. But I'm excited about the 90 days because I feel like that was going to be the real test to see.
The Gospel Activity Book of Bible Stories for Preschoolers and Kids ages 6 through 8. A super fun tool for beginners to learn the Bible by Mr. Ukay J. Ekong. Ever wondered as a kid if Jesus were actually white, why God would send Europeans to Africa, of all places, to establish them as a nation? Well, we believe it's probably likely the people of the Bible were actually draped in melanin, but they just didn't want us to know. Now we do, and so should your kids. The Gospel Activity Book of Bible Stories helps do just that. With over 80 pages for them to color, plus puzzles and fill in the blank, our kids will be occupied with spiritual learning for hours. Perfect activity book for busy parents, homeschoolers, and children's ministries. As schools limit access to Black history, we want to offer our kids more. Visit lifechangeinc.com for your copy today. That's the word Life Change Inc. with a C instead of a G. We're all we've got. Stock music provided by Ekong.
All right, guys, so here's the 90-day before and after. In my honest opinion, I saw little to no difference in the back and middle, but slightly improved in the front. And so the front of the hairline was, in my opinion, the most improved. And then as you go towards the back, it's not as dark, but the good news is I still have a lot of product left, and I'm going to continue the process and hopefully see some more improvement. All right, guys, so that's the 90-day assessment of how it looked. But let's look at the product itself. And I want to give an honest opinion of my assessment on a grading scale as to my experience with the product. First off, the cost versus the quality. $75 is a lot to pay. But in this case, I feel like the quality for what you're getting is well worth it. And I gave it an A+ on cost versus quality. So the smell for me was really good because it wasn't too strong, and the smell that it did have, the light smell it had, was just a herbal, very clean, almost minty, fresh scent. So I really liked it. Now, speaking to the consistency of the actual product, the oil, it was not a thin, watery consistency. It was a nice, thick base. And so for me, it gets an A. So I was much more hopeful that I would get way better results than I did. And so for that reason, I mean, I'm not saying the product is a bad product, but me personally not seeing the results, I gave it a B+ for that. Surprisingly, shipping was about 6 business days. And so for me, I'm normally used to 14 days whenever I'm getting something shipped out. And so for me, this was an A+, much sooner than I thought. So Sunny and Denbigh's Intensive Scalp Oil gets an overall 4 out of 5 stars. I'm hoping this product review was helpful to you. If you enjoyed it, please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.